Okay, so nowhere definitive showing up, but I will show you what I found. So there's your reservoir. There's a hose that comes up to here, right here. I don't see any signs of it leaking there because the fitting is dry and it looks dried for the most part below here. Down in the galley inside here, it's kind of hard to see. There's a bypass hose that goes through there, but if I look in the bottom, there's no coolant pooling up in there. Nowhere else really to be able to see in there, but it's dry in there. Let's see if I can sneak it in this way and see. Everywhere's gonna cast a shadow, damn it. There we go. So we're looking down inside there. There's no coolant pooled up down in there. So I don't believe there's a bypass hose leaking inside there. It would have been coming off of this hose and filling up down in there. Fairly confident that's not it. So then going underneath, I'm going to fill this with some coolant and let it run, but just precursory looking. So the radiator doesn't look like it has any cracks. The hose over here, the lower hose, is sealed. No signs of coolant leaking there. Sometimes right here where the plastic and the metal meet, it's crimped over. Sometimes these will develop where when it heats up, it'll expand and the leaks will start here. But as you can see, it's still dry along the bottom there. This little ledge that it sits on in here is dry. Let me see if I can come over to this side now. Yeah, see, it's still dry underneath here. There's the drain plug, not leaking from the drain plug. Doesn't seem to be leaking down the side. It's still dry underneath here. No signs of leakage there, so I'm saying the radiator's good. You've got these coolant hoses that come off of there with fittings. Again, if it was leaking there, there'd be signs to be running down here, and this would be all be coated. So we're good there. Those go, they follow down here, come right up here, and again to an engine oil cooler. If it was leaking here, it'd be running down. You'd see signs of it. So we're good there. So looking at hoses and radiator, I've got that off the list. Now, if you come under the oil pan, you can see all this coolant down here. I'm looking at the back of the engine. It's dry, so it's not running down off the back like some kind of bypass hose or anything up there. It looks dry. So it wouldn't be running down. Look up the front of the engine. No signs there. If you come back under here and come to this side where the water pump is, so right in, let me hold my phone. Basically where my hand is, right in this area right here is underneath the water pump is right above here. This little shield sits there, and as you can see, that's the only spot with signs of coolant. Like if this is bolted up in here, it'd be right under this water pump. So unfortunately, the water pump is, let's get this back. The water pump is underneath your timing cover here. It's underneath all this stuff. This big metal cover. It's inside there. Only thing I see that's possible is that it was boiling out and coming out, finding its way down here. There's some oil there too, and it's gotten hot. But that's the only spot that I can see. I'm going to fill it up with some more coolant and see. The only other thing that I can think, I mean, you were losing coolant, so it's obviously going somewhere. I'm just not seeing anywhere. And the only spot that I can't see is the water pump because it's underneath the cover. So that's the most likely scenario, being that catch pad underneath the water pump has fresh coolant in it. I'll fill it up and run it again, but I'm like looking at this little overflow tube hose. It goes over to here, right there, not leaking there. You can see the clamp on it. I just don't see anywhere on the engine or hose-wise. Here's the top radiator hose. Again, no signs of leaking there. You follow it around, it comes right there. Everything looks dry, no signs of leaking. Yeah, see, that's where that lower hose goes up to. It's not leaking over here. Nothing over here is wet. It's all definitely coming from over here. So I'm like 99% saying that it's the water pump. It's just buried under there, so I can't physically get my eyes on it.